Hey there and welcome back to this video lessons on Asana. You can find as always a playlist in the description to see them all in order. In this video we're gonna get into the My Tasks section. This is a place in Asana where you can take a look at all of the tasks that you've assigned to yourself or maybe other teammates have assigned to you, and here's where you're gonna decide when are you gonna take action on each, and you can prioritize which one goes first and so on. As always, if you'd like to work with me, you can find more about that in the description to help improve your Asana usage. But with that said, let's get into the video. Now, we're going to explore My Tasks, where you're going to be able to see every relevant task that has been assigned to you. So every member of your workspace has a private section called My Tasks, and that is only for tasks that are relevant to them. So even though right now we have some tasks in here, you'll notice that even if I expand these different sections, this is all going to be empty for now because nothing has been explicitly assigned to me. So let me show you. If I go to the project in here, and whether I choose to assign this to myself or someone else in the team assigns this to me, if I select my username in here, which is indicated by my profile photo, now that is assigned to me, which means that if I go to my tasks, that task automatically comes here to the section recently assigned. Let's do the same for the other two tasks. I'm gonna put that there, and you'll see right here, these three tasks have been assigned to me. When we invite new members, all the people are able to assign tasks to us. And the best way to really think of this section is almost as an inbox that you need to process, meaning that you need to organize this for yourself so that this becomes a place where people can send you tasks, or even yourself, that you can quickly capture some tasks and then you can redistribute them into when do you want to do them. Before we organize them, it's worth noting that whenever you create a new task in here, it's gonna pop up this thing right here, and we're gonna do something like take out trash. You'll notice that by default, I'm already assigned this task because I created it from this shortcut right here. It doesn't need to have a project, which is what's cool about Asana. You don't always need to organize things by project if you don't have to, because it's just a standalone task, right? You can add some description if you need it, and this by default becomes a private task that is sent right here. You'll notice that it came here to the recently assigned section inside of My Tasks, and no one else can see it, and that is emphasized in here because it shows this task visibility is only me. So now that you understand that, now you can start reorganizing it. When do you want to do them? Do you want to do them today, next week, later, right? Now, this section, I do recommend that you leave it the same. I do recommend you keep that at the top and try to empty it as often as you can. If possible, like every day you want to have it empty. Now, these are different sections that you can use to keep yourself organized, and you can rename them. Now, this is fine. I just prefer calling it today, like that. This one, I don't really like the name of it, so I'm actually gonna call it upcoming. And this one's fine. I just prefer formatting like that later. You can rename them whatever you like if there's something that makes more sense for you. Now we can start using the system inside of Asana to start assigning when do we want to do them, right? So anything that I want to do today, I would just go to that task, click on this icon with the arrows, and reorganize it into where it needs to go. If I click on today, you will notice that in today, there is a task. Let's say that I also want to do this one today. You'll notice that immediately goes down there. This one I want to do in the section upcoming. There it is. And this one I want to do in the section later. There you go. And the way I perceive this today is very self-explanatory. Things that I want to achieve today. Upcoming, either tomorrow or usually this week. And later, things that are usually beyond the scope of this week. Maybe later this month, or maybe even later than that, right? So that's how you can perceive that. And as you can see, right now, this is empty. That's how you want things to be in these other sections. If you do feel the need to add a whole nother section, then you can add that, of course, right there. And this is how you keep yourself organized while leaving the recently assigned section empty, like almost like an inbox zero, right? Because if I come up with something else for the day, I go into the gym, I create the task, I don't really want to leave it here. I want to actually know when I'm going to do that. So I'm going to add that to today, and I'm actually going to do these later in the day, right? Maybe this earlier. And that's what's also cool about Asana, that by dragging and dropping, you can just set the order of the priorities in which you want to do things, right? I'm just switching back and forth just to show you, but there you go. And a really cool feature about Asana is that you can visualize things in different views. This is a list view. What is nice about this is that you can easily see the project, who else has access to this, or if it's just me. And then later we can actually add some extra fields, which we're not going to get into right now just to keep it simple. But if you do like something a little bit more visual, you can go to the board view. And this one is really cool because as you can see, you can say like, you know what, I'll actually take out the trash tomorrow, and you send it to upcoming. And then when tomorrow comes around, you decide whether you're going to push it later or you're going to do it on that given day. So this is a very nice view where you can easily reorganize things. When you click on the task, you can definitely see all the context in there. So that is already very helpful. By the way, if you do have quite a few sections, what I'm doing right now is I'm using the scroll wheel in my mouse. If you want to scroll towards the right, you can use the scroll wheel while pressing shift, and that scrolls sideways. Just a good tip that works across your whole computer. It's just a nice tip to know in case you weren't aware of. But there you go, that's the board view. Now let's take a quick look at the calendar view. You'll see that right now is empty, but in the list, as we start adding due dates, so let's actually add this to today. Same for this one. Let's do this one for tomorrow, 2 weeks. There you go. So if we go to calendar, you'll notice that now these tasks have been populated in the correct day. It's just very manual, very intuitive drag and drop. So I really like that a lot. So this is a weekly view. You can also see things in the monthly view, which looks like this. So you can see the different tasks, and of course you can drag and drop them and say like, hey, actually this would work better there. I actually should take out the trash today, so I can drag it back there, right? So those are the different views. It depends on which one you like to spend the most time on, but you're probably gonna come back quite a lot to the list one because it does allow you to see quite a lot of things at once without necessarily having to open these right side panel. And you can do it all from here, which is quite handy. You can see all the information and you can modify it as well. You can add a project and so on. So that is my tasks. Super helpful. Really getting in the habit of keeping this clear is really gonna serve you well in Asana. So that's what I recommend. There you go. Feel free to leave me a comment if you got any questions about this video or any requests for future videos on this video series. As always, if you'd like to work with me to help improve your use of Asana, take a look at that top link in the description. There you can book a call with me so that we can talk about how I can be of help so that we can work together to improve your Asana setup to be perfect. So I'll see you there. Bye.